Alabama and Auburn continue their streaks during the 2025 NFL Draft. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about my Alabama Crimson Tide and those Auburn Tigers. And everybody know how I feel about the Auburn Tigers, and I hope they fail at everything they do. But as I said, Alabama and Auburn continued their streaks when it comes to the NFL Draft. On Thursday night, that made 17 consecutive seasons that my Alabama Crimson Tide then had a first round selection. 17 consecutive seasons. While Auburn, on the other hand, has had 5 consecutive seasons where they had 0 first round players picked. 0. Now, when it comes to the NFL Draft, you can see how a coach or a program develops elite talent. And for the past 5 years, Auburn hasn't done that. Thanks to Brian Harsin and their savior, Hugh Freeze. Hugh Freeze, I keep trying to tell these Auburn fans, is not a great head coach. The only thing Hugh Freeze is known for in his head coaching tenure is beating Alabama those 2 seasons when he was at Ole Miss. That's the only thing Hugh Freeze is known for. He hasn't won anything as a head coach. But my Alabama Crimson Tide went 17 consecutive seasons putting a first rounder in the NFL Draft. As a matter of fact, this year we put 2, Tyler Booker and Jahad Campbell. We had 7 players selected this draft. You know, I know that ain't what we usually at, but that's okay. I don't know how many Auburn did. I know they had at least 1, which was Jaquez Hunter. And once again, I want to thank Jaquez Hunter for going out of bounds. I believe it was in 2021 or 2022. He wouldn't have went out of bounds. They'd have had the game sealed. But ultimately, my Alabama Crimson Tide won the game. All because he went out of bounds. Thank you, Jaquez Hunter. But anyway, and on top of that, with the 2 first round selections that Alabama had on Thursday night, Coach Kalen DeBoer already got 2 first round draft picks as an Alabama head coach. Now, I know those guys was recruited by Nick Saban, and Nick Saban had an integral part in their development. But being that he retired and Coach Kalen DeBoer came in, on paper, Coach Kalen DeBoer got those 2 guys drafted in the first round. That goes on his resume, not Nick Saban's, okay? So just want y'all to know that. But Auburn, you can't develop elite talent. You can develop NFL talent, but you can't develop elite NFL talent. That's why you don't have first round draft picks. 5 consecutive years. You should be embarrassed. You should be ashamed. But it's Auburn. Quite sure you ain't. You're used to being mediocre. But anyway, but one thing, you know, I got from this article is on Bama Hammer. And I'm just paraphrasing, you know, what it's talking about. But this article is on Bama Hammer. Title of it: in the 2025 NFL Draft, Alabama football and Auburn continued 2 very different streaks. And that's a fact. By them having 0 draft picks in 5 seasons, and my Alabama Crimson Tide having at least 1 in 17 consecutive seasons. At least 1. But you know, most years we have multiple. But this article brought something up that I did not know. And that is just 10 college football coaches have produced 20 or more first round selections in their head coaching career. All right. Only 1 is an active head coach, and that's Kirby Smart. And remember, Kirby Smart just became a head coach in 2016, 9 years ago, and he already have produced 20 first round draft picks. Auburn and Hugh Freeze, you need to hear that. But anyway, Kirby Smart done produced 20. Nick Saban, Mississippi State, LSU, and Alabama, he produced 52. Nobody is close to Nick Saban. 52. Okay? Joe Paterno produced 33. 33. Let that sink in. Joe Paterno was a head coach for 55 years. And Kirby Smart has produced over half of what he produced in 9 years. Over half of what Joe Paterno produced in 55. Kirby Smart then did it in 9. He only got 13 more first round draft picks to go. And I'm sure he can get that in the next 7 years probably. So what Joe Paterno did in 3, Kirby Smart would do more in less than half the time. I mean, what Joe Paterno did in 55, Kirby Smart would have produced more in 16 years. That's what I think. Because Kirby Smart going to produce way more than 33 first round draft picks. Will he catch Nick Saban? I don't know. I think if he catch him, he's going to have to go 25, 30 more damn years. That's just me. But, damn. And another thing that surprised me, Coach Bear Bryant coached at Texas A&M, Kentucky, and Alabama. Bear Bryant only produced 19 first-round draft picks. I know things was different then, but still, he only produced 19. And Bear Bryant was a head coach for 37 years between the 3 schools. 37 years. And Kirby Smart then passed him in 9 years as far as producing first-round draft picks. And we know that Bear Bryant was one of the best coaches that ever came through Alabama. Not the best. He was the best until Nick Saban came along. But he only produced 19 first-round draft picks in 37 years. And Kirby Smart produced 20 in 9 years. And ain't no telling next year, 2026, how many he going to have. Ain't no telling. So, that's saying a lot about Kirby. A great, great head coach. I don't like Georgia, okay? I got my issues with their fans, but they got a hell of a damn head coach, okay? You can't deny it, all right? But anyway, getting back to Auburn. The Auburn Tigers continued their own streak on Thursday night. Auburn's streak of 0 first-round selections is at 5. And the only SEC school with the longer drought is Vanderbilt, whose last first rounder came in 2008. So Vanderbilt in the lead and Auburn is second. Oh my goodness, man. This thing say Auburn players with the exceptions of becoming an NFL first rounder are either oblivious to or unconcerned about Auburn's poor track record of developing NFL players. Some might say that makes the players delusional. Apparently, Auburn's 2024 and 2025 roster additions buy into the tired theme of Hugh Freeze being a college football wizard. We already know that. If you've been around college football a long time, you know Hugh Freeze ain't no college football wizard. Ole Miss made Hugh Freeze, nobody else. Hugh Freeze, like as I've been saying, is known for only one thing, and that's beating my Alabama Crimson Tide those 2 years in a row when he was at Ole Miss. That's the only thing he is known for. That's the only thing he ever accomplished in his head coaching career. All right. Auburn can defend their program by saying everything has changed in Alabama's post-Saban era. I beg to differ because we still whoop that ass. It will take at least a couple of more drafts to prove that claim. So far, Kalen DeBoer is a better developer of first-round NFL players than Hugh Freeze. DeBoer's coaching career includes only 5 FBS seasons from Washington and Alabama. DeBoer has had 5 NFL first-rounders. 5. Hugh Freeze has been an FBS head coach for 12 seasons. His career count of NFL first-rounder is at 4. So Coach Kalen DeBoer got more first-rounders that have produced more first-rounders than Hugh Freeze in a lot less time. And every one of those 4 first-rounders from Hugh Freeze came from Ole Miss. Anyway, and as I said, it took him 12 seasons to do that. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. For those afflicted with having to follow Auburn football, the best site for insight is Fly War Eagle. Their description of what happened on Thursday night is honest and fair. I ain't checked it out yet, but I'm going to go check it out. Auburn head coach Hugh Freeze watched an embarrassing streak for the Tigers get even worse during night 1 of the 2025 draft. You're sorry, Auburn. You're sorry, Hugh Freeze. Just another thing us Alabama fans can poke fun of y'all about. It's a great day. It's a great day. And this is great information, man. This is great information. To know Auburn Tigers, they can't produce first round talent no matter who the head coach is. Ain't that something? And if Hugh Freeze don't get it together this season, I'm going to expect him to be fired by season's end. You did Brian Harsin even worse. You didn't give him 2 seasons. You gave him a season and a half. And you fired him. Well, you made allegations about him doing something that Hugh Freeze was known to do before you hired him. But anyway, good job, Auburn. I appreciate what you're doing over there. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing y'all thing. I appreciate it. If don't nobody appreciate it, okay, be appreciated, man. And guess what? I'll be seeing y'all at the Iron Bowl, and I'll be seeing my Alabama Crimson Tide tap that ass once again. But until then, y'all be blessed. And remember, KB don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide and roll damn